It's been a while since I've done a layout tips video, and so when I made this layout here for the speed crop chat that Dawn did, I was inspired to do a few things, came up with a few techniques, and I want to share them with you on this video. Here is her chat instructions, and I was to find 3 monochromatic papers. One paper was to be used as the background, and one was to be used to frame the outer edges of the layout, and the third was to be clipped into a shape of your choice and placed somewhere in the center of your layout. Well, this paper with the little flowery pattern is the background one I chose, and of course the shape I ended up using was just this square. Oh, actually, no. The shape I ended up using was this arrow. I added this square later on as vellum to make the journaling legible. But the shape that I clipped was here, and the one that was framed around the outer edge you can't really see because I had to stay true to myself in my own scrapping style, and so trying to think out of the bounds, I ended up this is actually a paper around the outer edge, and I'm going to show you how I did that. Here is Jen CK's papers that I was using, and this one here is the background paper I chose, and this one here is actually the frame on the outer edge. So I'm going to drag them in to my Photoshop elements, and I'm going to put this one on top of this one. Close this one out, and we're going to work on this one. I'll have to be careful not to save over my file accidentally. And so this is the background paper, or the paper that I used as the frame around the edges, and this is the background paper that I used. And now I just utilized some techniques that I've shared previously in course 2. We made a fake layer mask to make this work. And so I'm going to get my new adjustment layer for a solid color, doesn't matter what color, and I'm going to drag it below this background paper, activate this paper layer, and press Ctrl G to group it. Now I'm going to work on the layer mask. You can see, because the layer mask, and I'm going through this quickly because you can learn these in other tutorials, the layer mask is all in white, and so we can see everything. And so then I'm going to go and get black as my foreground color, activate my brushes. I've just got a default I'm going to reset tools, default brush here. I'm going to make the brush larger using my keyboard shortcut with the brackets, and I'm just going to click out here in the middle. Now I want all of this out in the middle to be revealed, and you can see it being revealed over here on my layer mask thumbnail. But as I got the middle to show, I wanted it to be more gradual going out. So I lowered the opacity and then continued to work out. And I didn't want things symmetric. Wanted it to be balanced. I didn't like how this was really black down here, and I think I ended up deleting most of it, switching my foreground and background color, and then bringing some of it back in. I think I made my brush smaller and just brought some of it back in down in here, and I went ahead and got rid of a lot of this. But basically that's what I did, and you can see there's the frame. I'm gonna go into great detail getting it exactly right, but there's the frame that I have that goes around my background paper as per the instructions for the speed crop chat. Now the other thing that Dawn asked us to do was make a title, do more with it than just using a cool font or alphabet. Utilize one of the cool brushes you have, or make one, or work some brush work into your title. So I had to think outside the box again. How was I going to use brushwork on my title? And this is the title that I came up with. And I want to show you how I did that. So we're going to go back over to this one to play. I'm going to get my text tool, and I actually have my font with my own handwriting that I made. I really need to redo it, but you can download it on my site if you want to use it. And I'm going to type in my words, and I think I actually started this with white. And so there is my text, and I've got it pretty big for this example though, so you can see it easier. And I duplicated that layer, Control J, and turned off this original one to save it. I'm going to right click and simplify it, and then I'm going to begin applying some layer styles to it. I'm going to add a drop shadow. I'm going to click on the layer style settings and open them up, play with, I think I kind of got a really hard drop shadow on that other one. And then I added a stroke. And I came out here and I got the white and just made my font bigger. My intention when I first started playing with this was to just fatten up my own handwriting font, because my own handwriting font wasn't fat enough. And so that was my first intention. And then I thought, well, now how am I going to work some brush strokes on this? And so I created a new layer, and I went to the brushes and I found a grungy type of brush. Turn off my caps lock so I can see my brush, make it a little bit larger, and I just thought, well, I'm going to just play. Whoops, let's get some black in the foreground color. And I thought, well, I'm just going to play. Undo again. Got to bring that opacity up. There we go. And I did this, and I said, that just isn't working right. So I happened to hit Control G to group it, and look at what I got. Now I can really make this grungy, because what's happening is it is affecting the original simplified text, but it's not affecting the style. So the style being the shadow and the white border around it. It's not affecting that. It's only affecting the original shape of the font. And so I think I actually had this even larger and did it, maybe it was smaller. I don't remember. Yeah, smaller looks a little bit better. You can't drag the brush because it didn't work. I just played around with it until I got something really grungy, and I think I actually even went back in with that really low opacity eraser and just kind of erased some of it too. But that's how I did this font here, and it turned out pretty cool with some brushwork in it. Now I keep looking at this layout, and I love the layout. This is a photo of me when I was little. Might even be my baptism photo. And it bugs me though, because I'm sort of facing and looking off to this side of the paper. And so the eye is going to that photo first and moving right off the paper, and it has to work to go back in here and look at all this other stuff. However, the layout's fairly balanced. I like the way these flowers flow, and so I'm afraid it's going to take a lot of work to fix it. One thing I could do to fix it would be to simply rotate and flip this photo horizontally once. Now you can see that that immediately looks better. I could do that, and that would immediately make the layout look better. Only I know that because I've looked at that photo a zillion times. I know that that's not the direction my photo is supposed to go in. So I always have trouble with flipping photos unless it's something abstract. So I'm going to undo that. So let's just play with this. I don't know if I can do this or not and fix it, but we are just going to play with it. Let me close that out. And may or may not be able to fix it. So what I'm going to do first is to just move some things around. Let's make this photo invisible first off. So I think I need to move these flowers to the other side first, and with that is going to come these little, I can't get a hold of them, little glittery things. Yeah, let's do a Control T. Now I can move them. So these little glittery things will get moved over here too. Okay, and therefore the text has to get moved over this way also. And see, before I had it following and hugging the flowers. So let's see if I can't just highlight all of this and make it right aligned. And that didn't quite work. So it may take some work to get that, to line up in there again. So I'm just going to put that there for right now. That may be something I have to play with later. Now, what can I do? The title is here. I am going to lock these 3 layers together and move them out of the way. Actually, I'll hit undo, and where are the little dots? They're this layer, dots. So I'm going to bring them down and actually lock them with these other ones. And then I'm going to try once again to kind of move them out of the way over here. Okay, so what else all needs to be locked? All of this flower stuff needs to be locked. Let's move it down. What's this layer? That's the flowers. Bring up my photo layer. I think each of these will get this whole thing moving together. I've locked them together. I have some glitter up here, and I actually purposefully placed it opposite the other glitter to balance things, so I'm going to move that over. Let's see, if we just move this over here, it's kind of cute having those flowers in there. Move this title up. Now let's go turn that photo layer back on and move it over. It's going to have to come down below the ribbons. There we go. I think I've pretty much got it. It's looking pretty good. Might raise it up a little bit. Don't want to raise it up too much. No, it's not working when I raise it up. I'm trying to get this piece of vellum to be moved over a little bit. And then what I need to do is play with my text. So it's already, you see, looking a lot better because my photo is now facing this way, and so it's looking directly in at all of this. And I really like, gotta grab it. I had this before. I don't want that on my head. I guess that's the best spot for that. Let's see what I can do with my text now. It's just going to have to be all redone so that it hugs in here. It may take me a little while to do that. See, that probably isn't going to be enough. Yeah, that one is. I want to stop because I think these glitter things I've moved my layers around. Where are they? I thought they were down here below the vellum so I could read my text. And I'm just going to continue working with this text to get it manually to hug the flowers again. That actually works out good for that, but I'm going to go ahead and highlight this, Control X, and then get it so it starts down in here, Control V. So it's on the second paragraph is on a line by itself now, because that's going to just work out a whole lot better, I think. And it's beginning to work out pretty quickly. Hopefully you're not getting bored watching me to do this. Or maybe you're learning a little bit. I don't really like how it's going over that last flower there. Let's see if I can move it up. Either I'll erase that flower or I can move it up. I think I can move it up a little bit. There. Now my journaling fits in there. So now you can see my layout looks, to me, a whole lot better balanced than it was before. This needs to go a little bit to the right because of how much space I have over here. I want that over there. And there we go. Took me just a little bit of time, maybe 10 minutes, but I was able to just move things around so that that design principle where the eye goes where the eyes in the photo are going, and it just looks a whole lot better. So I hope you've learned a little bit. I know it's been a 20-minute long video, but I enjoy sharing things with you, and if you use any of these techniques, go ahead and share your layout in this thread in the forum. I look forward to seeing what you have to do.